Hello and a very warm welcome. Driver ratings for the Canadian Grand Prix. All 20 drivers covered as we rate them out of 10 for their weekend. This has been a ball ache this morning as I had to update the OBS driver. Usually I like to bring these out at the crack of the next day, Monday morning, but yeah, anyway, let's jump into it. These videos well supported. Mav in the comments writes all the drivers. Brilliant. Probably my favourite F1 video to do. Max 10. Pole position, dominated the race. Matches Senna with 41 wins. Unreal. Easy. And all race long he had a bird in his brakes. So, I mean, he's just coasting out front. People are like, oh, Aston and Mercedes are closer. They're not really. I mean, Max is just coasting. He could turn it on if he needed. Sergio Perez, 1. Again, piss poor, and the sack will be coming soon. Qualifies 12th, finishes 6th. And I've only given him 1 because he got fastest lap. Under pressure, probably will be sacked soon. I've gone quite brutal on these ratings this week. Charles Leclerc, 7. Please, Charles, leave Ferrari. Shafted in qualifying. Charles called for dry tyres. Ferrari said do a lap on Inters. They shafted him. He finishes 4th. A great recovery. But he's got to leave Ferrari. I probably could go 8 with Charles, but we'll go 7 because his qualifying was piss poor through no fault of his own though. Carlos Sainz, 3, and now we are going 3. I don't know what he's doing in qualifying. He nearly causes an aeroplane accident, not once but twice. He gets a 3-place penalty. They should have thrown a book at him. It should have been 5 or 10 at least. And told to stay behind Leclerc, finished 5th. But I've gone brutal on Sainz. He should have been punished. More harshly. I mean, he blocked 2 people. Ridiculous. Fernando Alonso, 9. Mr. Consistent. Podium again. Brilliant. P2. Didn't get the best of starts. Managed to overtake Lewis. He had issues during the race as well. So Alonso's on fire. Lance Stroll, 4. P13, not good enough, and then he finished P9 points, but underperforming. Not good enough, nowhere near good enough. And has Lawrence Stroll got the balls to sack his son because he's not performing? Alonso's on the podium every week. Stroll's tossing it up. Just home race disaster. I think 4 is quite generous as well. Lewis Hamilton, 9. Qualified 4th, got boosted to 3rd with Hulkenberg's penalty, but I'm not happy. I think it's complete bullshit. Lewis Hamilton got away with one. Everyone else gets a penalty. He didn't get a penalty. I have no idea why. Probably because he's the main man and a 7-time champion. It's favouritism, and I would love the FIA to say why Lewis gets away with it and everyone else gets a penalty. But yeah, he had a great start, solid race, schooled George, and finished 3rd. George Russell, 0, and it's got to be 0. I've gone brutal on my driver. Anyone says I've got favouritism towards my favourites, have a look at this driver rating, 0. Shocking. He's got an easy P4 and he bins it. His mistake, no excuses. And yeah, he had an easy 12 points and he's chucked them away in the wall and he retired late on. Lando Norris, 8. Lando Norris gave us the most entertainment during the race. He was passing people down into the hairpin. A really good drive by Lando, but he ended up outside the points as he slowed down under the safety car, so he received a 5-second penalty and finished 13th. Oscar Piastri 7. Now I was going to go 6 because he binned it in qualifying. Yeah, he makes Q3, qualifies 9th, but binned it in the wall, finished 11th, and it's a bit of a shame that McLaren missed out on points. But yeah, Piastri's doing a good job as a rookie. Valtteri Bottas 8, qualifies 15th, finishes 10th, scores 1 point, and he was fastest in practice 1 when it got cancelled. But yeah, very good by Valtteri. Finally, a decent weekend because he's had a fair few stinkers. Guan Yu Zhou 2, big issues in qualifying, could barely get going, qualified last, finished 16th. Not much to write home about. Esteban Ocon 8, Mr. Consistent. Yeah, he qualified. Where's Ocon on my list? Yeah, qualified 6th, finished 8th. Struggled to get past Albon. The Williams are rocket on the straight. Gasly 5. Now I'm giving Gasly 5. His weekend was shafted by Carlos Sainz, and that's why Carlos Sainz has a 3, because he's ruined Gasly's weekend. And yeah, I feel really sorry for Gasly. He qualified 17th, blocked by Sainz. Sainz gets away with it because he only gets 3 places, and Gasly finished 12th. 1-1. Nothing. Spins twice in practice 3. He gets a penalty. Finishes 14th. Nowhere. Yuki's had some good races of recent, but this was not one of them. Nick de Vries 0. I might as well just keep that in for the rest of the season, or till he gets dropped. P18, F1 careers are shambles. And a comedy moment as he went down the escape road with Magnussen. Nico Hulkenberg 5. Yes. No, actually, I'm changing it. If I can't, yeah. No, I've got to give him a bit more. We'll go 6 for Nico Hulkenberg. A sensational qualifying as he qualifies P2. But then he gets a penalty for speeding under red flags, I think it was. Yeah, but Haas's big downfall is race pace. They go through the tyres like a knife through butter, and Hulkenberg ends up finishing 15th. Kevin Magnussen 0. Nowhere. Qualified 14th, finished 17th. No pace. Synchronised swimming as he went down the escape road with Nick de Vries. Haas burned through the tyres. Alex Albon 10. 10 for the softly spoken Thai-based British driver. Sensational, stunning. What a weekend. Williams upgraded spec and it paid off. Alex Albon, sensational. What a weekend. Probably one of his best weekends in his F1 career. Yeah. He was P1 in Q2, he had the balls to go on dry tyres, and then in the race he's superb. Superb Alex Albon. Driver of the weekend for me. Finished 7th, held off Ocon. Brilliant by Alex Albon. And yeah, people getting overhyped. Should Alex move to another team? No. Alex should stay where he is. He can't handle it in a top team. He's at home in the Williams, so stay where he is would be my advice. Logan Sargent 0. Qualified 19th, retired on lap 7. He's nowhere near good enough. Stroll, Sargent, De Vries and Perez are all in the line to be sacked. So there we have it, driver ratings. I've gone brutal. Yeah. One of my favourite videos to do. Bit of a ball ache with the OBS driver needing an update. Had to wait ages for that, but the video is out. Yeah. We go on to Austria in a couple of weeks. Yeah. Max matches Senna. Wow. What an unbelievable statistic that is. 41 wins, matches the greatest driver, and he's going to match his titles as well. 3 titles. Max, unreal talent. If he stays in the sport, he will break every F1 record there is. And to think I put a bet on this guy to be world champion, and the bookies wouldn't let me pull it on. I would have won 25 grand, but they wouldn't let me put a bet on him because he was a nobody back then. I knew he was special. Unbelievable.